Stephanie of Stephanie Stitches here. Welcome to my channel where together we sew. If you're brand new here, thank you so much for coming by. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell for notifications so you'll know when I go live or post up videos like this one. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I love to see you guys hanging around and commenting, and it just brightens up my day. So today is week 2 of my Blue-tiful sew along, and I want to start by saying that I wrote the pattern, and when I started sewing a sample block, and you can see that on the wall behind me here, this is this week's block, that I realized that I left out the 1/4 inch seam allowance for the 1 unit of the block. So I put the pattern up first, and then I realized I took it down and put up the revised pattern. So if you downloaded the pattern before seeing this video, and it only has a 4-inch and 5-inch block rather than a 4.25 and a 5.25 inch block, please go and download the PDF again. I'm so sorry about that. I'm human. I made a mistake, and but I want you to have the correct pattern because else it won't come out correctly. When I was sewing it, I sewed it correctly, but when I wrote the pattern, I was not doing the correct quilt math, so I apologize for that. But it is correct up there now on my website, so if you want to go grab that, the link is down below this video. And that's all I've got, and let's go ahead and get started sewing this block. Okay, so you're going to have 4 of each of these pieces that I've got laid out, but I'm going to explain what we've got here. We've got a 9-inch of the Midnight, which is fabric D. We've got 9-inch of fabric E, which is your background, an 8-inch of fabric E, a 5.25, 5 1/4 inch of fabric A 4 1/4 inch of fabric A, and then a 4 1/4 inch and a 5 1/4 inch of fabric C. So you're going to have 4 of each of these pieces. I've got 1 of each piece right here because I'm just going to guide you through one. We're going to make 4 of these blocks. You're going to label this block at the end block B, each block block B, and that's about it. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to put these bigger pieces aside for now, and we're going to start with the smaller pieces. So we're going to make half square triangles out of the 5.25 or 5 1/4 inch squares first. So you're going to draw a line down the center, which I've already done, and then sew a 1/4 inch on either side. Now, I'm just showing you one block, but I would go ahead and chain piece and do all of them for all your blocks at the same time. That'll make the process go a little bit faster. My rotary cutter, and I'm going to cut this guy apart right on that drawn line. Then I'm going to open these guys up, if I can make my fingers work. Finger press this. Grab my magic juice. And give those a press. And then we're going to trim these down to 4.25 to match the size of these. So I'm going to grab my ruler here. And I'm going to put the diagonal line that's on my ruler right on my seam that I just sewed. And trim these down to 4 1/4. Okay, got those trimmed. And now we're going to sew these together with our solid blocks, just like this. So we're going to put the lightest color in the upper left hand corner. The two darker colors are going to be touching each other, and then the darker piece in this lower right hand corner. Snip those apart. Now I'm going to press towards the square just to have less bulk. Okay, get these lined back up correctly. So now I'm going to just flip this onto this and sew these together. Now don't forget you're making 4 of each of these. So if you chain piece all these, you should have 4 of these little units of the block. When you're done. Okay. I'm going to finger press it. It doesn't matter which way you press this, but I just like to press. I'm just in the mode of pressing towards the darker fabric, and since most of the darker fabric is this direction, that's the way I'm going to press it. But it really doesn't matter which way you press this piece. Okay, so you should have 4 units that look like that. Now, I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. And I'm going to grab my, you have an 8-inch piece, you can put that aside. I'm going to grab my 9-inch pieces and put these 2 right sides together. And draw a line corner to corner, which I've already drawn my line. And then we're going to sew 1/4 inch on either side, just the same as the smaller half square triangles. And again, you're making 4 of these, so I would chain piece them all. to cut them apart right on that drawn line. And then I'm going to finger press towards the dark side. Every time I say the dark side, I think of like Darth Vader. Now after you get these pressed, we are going to trim these down to 8 inches square. So if you've got a square ruler that's 8 inches or larger, you might want to grab that. Press this one. Is so pretty. This is very sparkly. Okay, so I'm going to trim these down to 8 inches square. That's one. Missed this little dog area here. Just let me get that guy off. There we go. Alright, that's better. Alright, so that's 2. Now we can put the box together. So these are going to get laid out with the dark pieces touching each other again. The light background square up in the upper left hand corner. And this little unit with the lighter square touching the center pieces. All right. those guys apart. Finger press them in the direction I want them to go. I want them to go to opposite directions so they'll nest up. Grab my magic juice. Put my scissors away so I don't get cut on them. Alright, I'm going to give these a press. Okay. Put that guy there. Give this one a press. Alright, and now I'm going to join these together. So I'm going to just flip this one down onto here. I'm just going to nest these seams right in the middle and hang on to it. You can pin there if you like. Okay. And then I'm going to finger press this all down. Finger press it down this way. There we go. All right, and here's our block. Okay, so as you can see on the wall behind me, I have 4 of block A and 4 of block B. Next week we'll come back and work on blocks C and D, and then the following week we'll put it all together. So 2 more weeks left. Thanks for joining me today in my sewing room and for sewing along my Blue-tiful sew along. I'm so excited. It seems to be going good so far, except my little mistake for getting the seam allowance today, so forgive me for that, but don't forget to re-download the PDF if you grabbed it before you saw this video go up. So thanks guys, have a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye!